I ditched my phone for a week. Here's what happened. I was scrolling through my TikTok feed and I saw a video of this guy who went 24 hours without his phone. And at the end of the video, he said that his life changed after that 24 hours. And I thought to myself, wow, if it changed his life that much, what would happen if I did it for a whole week? So I decided to ditch my phone for a whole week to see what would happen. On Monday morning, I woke up early, got ready for the day, and left my phone in my room. The hardest part was definitely leaving my AirPods because I always listen to music while getting ready. But I wanted to commit to this challenge, so I just put on an old song on my computer while I got dressed. When I finally left the house, I realized that it was really peaceful not having any music in my ears or any notifications popping up. I could hear birds chirping and actually enjoy the sounds around me. At work, I tried to keep busy and focus on my tasks. It was a bit difficult because I kept checking my pockets where my phone usually is. But I told myself that if I could make it through Monday, then I would be halfway through the challenge. And I did it. At the end of the day, I felt like I had accomplished something, and I was proud of myself for sticking to the challenge. I also noticed that I didn't feel anxious or stressed, which is usually what happens when I go a few hours without checking my phone. On Tuesday, I decided to take the train to work instead of biking. And even though the train ride took longer than biking, I actually enjoyed it because I didn't have anything to do. On public transit, you're not allowed to use your phone, so I had no choice but to just sit back and relax. I looked out the window and watched the city go by, and it was actually quite calming. It made me realize how much of a rush we are all in every day, and how we could all benefit from just slowing down and enjoying the present moment. In the evening, I met up with some friends and we went to a bar. We talked about all sorts of things, caught up on each other's lives, and just had a great time. I noticed that I wasn't constantly on my phone like I usually am, and I think that made the night more meaningful. When you're on your phone, you're not fully present in the moment. You're distracted and not giving the people around you your full attention. I think that's why I felt so good after the night out. It wasn't just because I had a drink or two, but because I connected with my friends on a deeper level. On Wednesday, I went on a date with a girl I met on a dating app. We decided to go to a comedy show, which was a first for me. I'm not gonna lie, going out with a girl without my phone made me a little nervous. What if she thought I was weird or boring or that I couldn't handle myself? But those worries quickly disappeared when we started talking. She was beautiful and funny, and we had great chemistry. We laughed a lot during the show, and afterwards we went for ice cream. We talked for hours and I learned so much about her. I also learned a lot about myself. I'm more confident and capable than I think I am. I didn't need my phone to feel comfortable and secure. On Thursday, I went to the gym and I pushed myself harder than I ever have before. I don't know if it was because I had nothing better to do, or if it was because I was proving to myself that I don't need my phone to feel confident. But I did 10 more push-ups than I ever have before, and I lifted 20 more pounds than usual. Afterwards, I took a long shower and just relaxed. I stayed in the shower for so long that the water eventually turned cold, and I still didn't want to leave. That's how good it felt. On Friday, I went back to the dating app and messaged the girl I went on the date with earlier in the week. We talked for hours over text, and then we decided to meet up again. This time we went to a concert, and it was amazing. I had never been to a concert before, and now I'm hooked. The music was loud, and the energy of the crowd was electric. I danced and sang along to all the songs, and I felt so alive. Afterwards, we went for a nightcap and just talked for hours. I told her about my phone fast, and she thought it was hilarious. We ended up making out and then going back to my place. I hadn't hooked up with a girl in a while, and it was nice to let loose and have some fun. I was honest with her about the fact that I was doing the phone fast, and she was totally supportive. She even said that she thought it was a great idea, and that she was proud of me for challenging myself. On Saturday, I went to a friend's birthday party. There was food, drinks, music, and dancing. It was a blast. I played beer pong, flip cup, and even karaoke. I was surprised at how much fun I was having without my phone. I was literally playing beer pong. I never play beer pong. But it turns out that ditching your phone can lead to some pretty exciting experiences. On Sunday, I went to church, and it was a very humbling experience. I sat there listening to the pastor talk about the importance of being present in the moment and living in the moment. And I couldn't help but think that this phone fast was exactly what I needed. I was so disconnected from the real world and from myself. I was so caught up in the digital world that I had forgotten what it was like to live in the real world. I had forgotten what it was like to connect with people on a human level. I had forgotten what it was like to feel the sun on my skin and the wind in my hair. I had forgotten what it was like to just be present in the moment. After church, I went for a walk in the park, and I sat on a bench and just people watched. I saw families playing frisbee, couples holding hands and dogs running around, and I couldn't help but smile. I was so happy to be alive and to be experiencing all of this. When the week was over, I picked my phone back up, and I was shocked at the amount of notifications I had received. I had over 100 missed calls, 50 new messages, and 20 email notifications. I was so out of touch with the outside world. But the thing that surprised me the most was that I didn't care. I didn't care about the missed calls, the new messages, or the email notifications. I didn't even care about checking my social media accounts. I was so content with my life and with myself. I had experienced so much in just 7 days, and I felt like I had grown as a person. This experience taught me that we don't need our phones to be happy or fulfilled. Sure, they're convenient and they make our lives easier in many ways, but they can also cause us to become addicted and disconnected from the real world. Ditching my phone for a week was one of the best things I've ever done. It helped me to become more present, more grateful, and more connected to myself and others. I highly recommend everyone to try it out. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. What are your thoughts? Have you ever gone without your phone for an extended period of time? How did it make you feel? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.